Hey, I was on a mastermind call the other day, and sadly, my internet connection failed at the end of it, so I didn't get the full conversation. But I thought that would be perfect for us to have the conversation here. The topic is it's summertime, and everybody, if you have kids, or maybe you're empty nesters, or going on vacation, whatever, there's always reasons why it's harder during the summer to stay on track and stay committed to your activities, to your business. So I want us all to talk today. Like, let's all contribute and talk through what are some ways that what are some things that we implement into our business, into our day to keep us on track for the summer. Because summer is when we have the busiest season in real estate. But it also, the lead gen that happens in summertime is what makes sure that you have a really good fall and winter. So what are you doing through this time where there's more distractions? I mean, I've got four kids at home, so lots of distractions, right? What are we all putting in place around our days, around our time to make sure that we stay engaged and stay on track for the summer? I'll start. And then y'all be thinking, because I want us all to share, because there might be something that Jessica says that I really need to hear, or something that Ramil says that Rochelle is like, oh man, that was for me. Um, y'all know that I'm big on time blocking and putting everything on my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, I literally don't think it exists because I can't see it and I will not remember it. In the summertime, I have to be even more like just OCD about it, like more on top of my time and my calendar because I do have other things with activities with the kids, whether it is morning gymnastics practice or cheer camp or baseball camp or any of the things, summer workouts for football. I have to be really protective of my time. So it means moving other things around because I'm also going to pick up kids and drop kids off, but I still have to make sure that I get my core activities for my business in. So if you're not super on top of your calendar, now is the time to really dial that in. And I do also build in time there's also the part of me that's like, oh, it's summer, my kids are home. I just want to hang out with them and have fun with them and take them to the pool and do fun things. But I know that I still have to have business. So if I can structure my day in a way where I can maybe get all of my work stuff done earlier in the day, then I have more time in the afternoon and evening, or vice versa. Sometimes it means I'm moving some projects or work stuff to later in the afternoon so I can have the morning or early afternoon with the kids. Either way, whatever works for you is great. You just have to make sure that you're getting all your core activities, your lead gen, your follow-up. All those things have to be on your calendar and you have to be sticking with it like you never have before because now you have extra distraction with summertime and all the things we want to do. So what about y'all? What are some things that y'all do to make sure that you're staying on track for the summertime?
Mine is my calendar. Like I said, if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening.
Mhm.
Um, and so the other day, I told you this yesterday, but the other day I took some time in the evening. Kids were busy watching a movie, and so I took advantage of the time and I scheduled 7 coffee meets for the next 2 weeks, so I can start, having those conversations, really kind of reconnecting with people, just so I can kind of stay in front of people. And I'm trying to like I put a spot on my calendar every month to schedule or make a list of people for the next month to contact about making those coffee meets or ice cream, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just to kind of meet up with those people and get a list of people for the month. So I'm not kind of like, well, who this time? So I'm trying to stay on top of that. And then I started making a whole schedule of like my stories and my reels of what I need to post. I'm making a whole month kind of calendar for that of what I do every single day. So I'm not, kind of scrambling at last minute, what do I do? So I mean, if it's on my calendar, it'll get done usually. But I know that I can move it around. Some things have more priority over others. So when kids are, daycare or whatever, then I have more time, but I'm not scrambling because I've made my schedule type thing. So, and it doesn't take long, just a 5 minute conversation or 5 minutes. I've even blocked social media interaction on my calendar. So it'll pop up and it'll say interact on Facebook. And so I'll get on Facebook, I'll comment, I'll send a message, just kind of whatever. And then sometimes I set a timer because I can stay on there for 20 minutes. And so I'll set like a 5 minute timer.
Nice. Good for you. Matt has his hand up.
Hi.
Hi.
I I hate even saying it out loud. I have to do what I hate most, and that's tracking and all the things. I
Mhm.
know that if I don't have a really clear plan on what my intentions are activity wise for the day, I'm going to waste 3 times the amount of time pretending that I'm doing the work, as opposed to if I know I have X amount of conversations, I got to do X amount of posts, I got to record this video, and I got to do this, this, and this. If I don't have it listed out or that I'm checking it off and tracking, number one, like I said, I waste so much more time. Number two, my anxiety is high and it's higher throughout the day because at the end of the day, I still have that lingering like, did I even do enough? Like if I'm not tracking, I don't visually see checked off that my leading indicators have satisfied what it's going to take for me to live the life that I deserve, that I walk around with like, I can't actually relax. I can't disconnect for dinner. I can't sit and watch TV with my wife. I can't go for a walk with my kids if I don't track. For me, tracking equals relief. Tracking equals a like the opportunity to disconnect because I can visually see that I earned my time.
That's awesome. That's right in line, like in Matt's book. What he talks about is, being all in where you are. So that way, whenever you step out of this role and move into this role, you can be all in over here. He can
Oh,
be all in with family because he was all in on business, tracking his activities, knowing exactly what needed to get done and getting his stuff done. So it's not lingering in the back of his mind like, shoot, I need to be working on this thing or that thing.
I forgot one more thing, especially now, like with the summer theme. It's this. It's nobody says you got to work till 5. Like
Yeah.
just get all your shit done by 11. So like if you treat every day like the day before vacation, just knock everything out, stop wasting time and knock it out by 11 and then go to the pool for 4 hours if you want. And
Hmm.
then go have dinner and then do showings. Like there's no rule that says you've got to fill that time. Like the stupid idea of a 40-hour work week is garbage. That was only invented by Henry Ford, right? Way back in time. Like the 40-hour work week is just first of all, it's a lie. Like you can just absolutely crush in your first 4 hours of the day and be more productive than anyone that puts in a full day. So that's it. I give you a pass to go to the pool if you execute on the things that you committed. So go to the pool, but go crush until
Yeah. How many of you want to go on vacation sometime this summer? Anybody?
not
Okay,
just one. So don't say a vacation. How many of
a
you want vacations?
multiple vacations. So if you know ahead of time that, okay, on, July 5th through 10th, I'm going to be out of town and I'm going to go on vacation during this time, to keep you from worrying that whole time about work and all the things, you can plan ahead for your business. If you know you need to get all these things done, just like Matt said, track it, get it done, crush it until then. So that way you can unplug and disconnect and go on vacation and not feel guilty about it, but also know that your business is going to be fine because you did the extra, the things that you were going to miss during that time. Do the extra before you go. So that way you know your business is still coming in when you get back. You can plan all the vacations year round. You just have to plan it, track your activities, and do the activities ahead of time to make up for that time. And then when you're on vacation, you're not worried and stuck on your phone and your hotspot and your laptop and all the things because you can literally, like, seriously unplug and just enjoy your time. What else? What are some other things y'all are doing to stay on track to keep things going this summer?
All right, so my husband and I have a 3-year-old at home. So I'm gonna kind of go at this at a different approach rather than like focusing on the work in the calendar, which is part of my approach. But I told my husband I would like to find like a day during the week, like pick a day like Thursday. And that's our day that we both intend to keep Ranger because Ranger goes to daycare. So we do have daycare Monday through Friday. But that's the day maybe we intend to keep Ranger to do a fun activity because that's where like my mind goes like, I'm like, I gotta do all the fun things with Ranger, and then like my weekend fills up, and then it's like, I'm always like, like beating myself up if I didn't like plan that time.
Yeah.
And so then it's like maybe I'm working less to make sure I have my Saturday free for our thing with Ranger. But then I'm like, no, I need to like pick a day during the week, have that on my calendar. That's our day to go to the science center, go to the zoo, go do something fun, because then I know those other days I can be productive and not feel guilty.
I love that. Planning it out and just being all in where you are. My kids have gotten to where I mean, this has just been in the past few weeks since we've been out of school, but the night before, they're like, okay, Mom, what does your day look like tomorrow? And I'll give them the rundown. And then in the morning, we'll kind of touch base again, like, hey, here's what I've got. So that way they even know, like I have the conversations with them. Here's when I'm busy, here's when I'm tied up. After that, we can go to the pool, we can go do all these other things. Um, I keep them looped into that conversation so that way they're not bugging me every 5 seconds. When can we go to the pool? When can we do this? We want this. And because they're still the age that they'd still need me for all the things, right? And if I'm clear with them up front, like, hey, y'all know that until 2 o'clock I'm busy. After that, I'm good. That helps a lot. Just over communicating with them with everything that's going on in the house. With my husband, hey, can you pick up Fox from gym at this time? Or my mom, bringing in help. Not always my strongest suit, but asking for help and leverage. Bringing in people around you that can step in and help with things when you need it. If you don't have a TC, using a TC, a listing coordinator, all these things, showing assistant that can help give you more time if you want more free time, but also keep you more productive in your business because you're not out there doing all of those things too. But the extra communication and asking for help, those are huge for me right now. Anyone else? I feel like we have a theme of protecting time really, really well. I think everybody has said something along those lines about protecting your time and making sure it's on your calendar. And that's something we talk about year round, right? Not just summertime. I think summertime, for me anyways, just kind of highlights it because I've got a lot of extra distractions and things. But I think ultimately it all does come down to protecting your time and sticking to it so that way you can be all in wherever you are. What are some other thoughts?
I feel like something for me has been, as a newer person, is not overcommitting. I feel like there's a lot of great like trainings and opportunities to like learn and be involved that I have access to now. And it's like, oh, I want to go to this, and this, and this. But basically learning to say no to some things and to, understanding that I have to, miss out on some things so I can focus on, again, building the pipeline and things like that. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm beginning to learn and practice more.
That's awesome. Learning to say no now, early, instead of having to unlearn that later. I remember my first year of real estate. Same thing. There was always so many different trainings and things. And at some point, I was like, okay, great that I'm going to all these trainings, but if I never have the time to actually implement any of this, what is it for? Like you have to be able to protect your time again and make sure that you have the time to actually implement what you're learning, to do the lead gen, to make the calls, which you're doing and you're doing phenomenal at, and you're building your database. But if all you're doing is sitting in training, you don't have time to do those things. So good job. Michelle, what do you think? You had the I'm thinking face.
No, I was just
telling her, I'm like, my life's a little different. Like I'm in a different phase of life. So for me, summer is not really any different because I don't have kids, right? I'm in a different phase of life. So it's just kind of, honestly, for me, I have more time to work because Kyle golfs all the time. So I don't have to worry about like, oh, we need to be home in the evening to spend time together, or whatnot. So for me, it's probably a little bit opposite of what everybody else is experiencing.
But you also modeled it really well last week because you still, yes, you're in a different phase. Your kids are out of the house and
Yeah.
but you went on a trip last week. And
Yeah.
one of the things you talked about was you still had a closing, you still had business back home. You used
Yeah.
leverage, you used help to make sure that you could go be on your trip and things were still happening. So you
Yeah,
modeled it.
absolutely. I think, I mean, obviously I'm very fortunate because I have a really good team supporting me. We've got, transaction coordination support. But I think you hit it earlier. Like that's everything. Getting the transaction coordination support so that you can focus on lead gen when you're working and being
Mhm.
away when you're not. Um, and then also I think there's something to be said to having kind of a partner. You don't have to be a team at all, but like having a partner in this business where you can kind of trade off, whether you pay each other, whether it's just like when you go on vacation, I cover you. When I go on vacation, you cover me, whatever that looks like. I think that's uber important, so that you can allow yourself to get away and be off and have other things still happening. Like your business is still running while you're gone. You don't have to come to a complete standstill. And I would tell you, there's been times in my career where I haven't had that per se. And you do one of two things. Either you completely just don't go anywhere because you can't get away, or you stop doing the lead generation well before your vacation because you're afraid that you're going to have too much business and you don't want to be busy while you're gone. So there's something to be said about that, like just finding your person, finding a partner in the business that you can kind of leverage and help you out when you're gone.
How many of you have ever heard people say that if you want if you want to boom in your business, plan a vacation, like get ready to go out of town, right? Because all of a sudden everything starts to happen. That has happened with us. I don't even know how many times. And then I'm stuck on my phone the whole time we're driving and I get to where we're going and I'm on my laptop because I didn't have that leverage in place, because I didn't have the person that I could say, "Hey, I'm checking out for 4 days. Step in for me." You deserve to take a break and you deserve to unplug. And whether that's summertime or winter, whenever you want to go on vacation or take a weekend at home to unplug and disconnect, you deserve those things. You don't have to let, like Michelle said, you don't have to let your foot off the gas, 2 weeks prior, because like, oh, I don't want to lead in too much because then I'm going to be busy. Well, you don't want to do that because then when you get back, you're just starting over, and nobody wants that starting over. You lose any momentum you have. You have to ask for help, and you have to have leverage in your business.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? We go on vacation and we get busy. Do you think it's a mindset thing? Like, could we just switch our mindset to always being relaxed, ready to go on vacation, and maybe like all the business would come?
That's maybe I should think about that all the time. Like, I'm going on vacation tomorrow and all the business. I don't know. I think also like thinking about me, I'm a planner, and if I know I'm going on vacation, I'm having more conversations with people and letting them know, hey, I'm going to be out of town if you need something, blah, blah, blah. And so without even thinking about it, I'm doing lead gen. I'm touching my database, I'm talking to people. And so then it's like, oh, we were just going to call you because, our neighbor wants to put their house on the market. And it's like, yay, but also shoot, because I'm leaving. I think we just whenever you have somebody coming over, or they call your mom calls and says, "Hey, I'm 30 minutes away," and it's like, "Oh my gosh, you get more cleaning done in that last 20 minutes than you do all weekend," right? I think it's the same kind of thing. Like I kind of cram a bunch of calls into that last little bit of time, or follow-ups, or just last minute things. And conversations, no matter what, are going to lead to business if you're having a lot of conversations. I think that's what I do. That's probably what we all do. Like make sure everyone knows we're going to be gone. If you need something, I'll be back. And then now there's all these conversations. Matt.
All right, I'm gonna go a little woo woo, little airy fairy here a little bit. I think what you just mentioned, and I think the phenomenon that we experience goes back to the whole concept of want equals lack. When you need to, you create resistance. I think the easiest way to sell a home is when you don't have to. The easiest way to get a buyer is when you don't need one. The easiest way to build your business is when when you are in like a space of non-resistance, and that resistance is about scarcity, about lack, that desire, right? Commission breath is a real thing, and people can smell it and see it from a mile away. And so it's so easy to say it, 15 years into the business, but the biggest challenge is when you're new and when you don't have a lot coming in, to have that energy of like, I'm not tied to the outcome of this next conversation. I'm not tied to the outcome of this buyer. I'm not tied to the outcome of this listing. And so I think vacation mode literally cuts that energy off, because you don't want, like, you literally are like, I don't want business. And so you cut off that energy of like, I need business. And then there it is. So that's my take on it.
I would agree with you. I was just watching a video on the way into the office today, of a coaching program I'm part of. And that was one thing that they were talking about, was how people changed their vibration from quarter 1 to quarter 2, and how the difference, like what the difference in results were. So I think there is something, like whether you believe it or not, like we are all just balls of energy, and the energy that we put out attracts energy that comes back to us. So I think there's something to be said about, I don't think there's something to be said. I know there's something to be said about the energy that you're putting out, the thoughts that you're choosing to think. Fear and scarcity is like the lowest frequency of energy. And so getting past that fear, getting past that scarcity, and just not thinking in that mindset can really make a difference.
So we need to live in that higher mindset of, I'm good. Like, business is coming. I mean, when it comes, right? I'm good.
Yeah. Yep. And it takes practice. It just sounds like something you can just turn on. But yeah, I like that, Matt.
Yeah.
Faith over fear.
Yeah. I'm not gonna remember exactly how this meme was the other day, but it was something basically like faith and fear are basically the same things, right? It's just what you're choosing to believe and what you're choosing to believe in. And I was like, dang, that's interesting. Like, you're either way, you're choosing to believe in something. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the faith that, hey, I know I'm doing the right things. I know that I'm putting in the work, so I know that everything's going to work out and everything's going to come around? Or am I going to live in this constant, ooh, I believe that I don't have it enough and what's going to happen and my life is falling apart? One way or the other, you're believing in something. What are you going to choose? It's just belief.
Yeah.
Matt says in the chat, if you're going to spend energy in make believe, why not believe in what's good?
Yeah.
Yes. Believe in the good things. Yes. So we have 3 minutes left. Last thoughts, anybody? Who's going to go plan a vacation and then plan your calendars, stack your calendar ahead of time to make sure that you can unplug on that vacation? Does anybody have a trip planned right now? Hey, y'all are nodding. Awesome. We do at the end of July. And so I'm not quite into planning mode yet, but I will be. Because I'm going to be able to unplug. We don't have Wi-Fi out there anyways, out in the middle of nowhere, West Texas. And so you can't find me. So I'll make those plans ahead of time.
Same thing. We're going 3 weeks from yesterday. We're heading out to San Diego. My baby boy graduates from boot camp. And so I'm like, that is like 5 days where no one's going to reach me. Like, I'm not going to look at my phone. There's too much going on, too much happening, and too much he's worked for to not be present for that.
And you deserve to be present for that and in that moment, and not thinking about all the other things and, oh, maybe I can get this text in while they're calling out somebody else's name. No, you deserve that as much as he does, to be in that moment with him. So lean on your team. They're right there behind you and they're amazing.
They are amazing. Hug you, not pet your head.
And if you don't have those people, now's a good time to find them. Who do you have? Who is someone in your world? If you're not on a team, you don't have to be on a team. If you're not on a team though, who's someone in your world that you can say, hey, like Michelle said earlier, I'm going to be gone. Can we do some kind of trade-off? Can I give you a referral to handle this thing for me? Like, what are some things, who are some people that you can pull in so that way you are confident that things are going to be taken care of while you're gone? Start building those relationships. It's not just about getting leads, right? Building relationships with other people so that way your leads are covered when you're gone. Anybody else? Last little bit. Well, y'all go have an amazing Wednesday and Thursday, and we will see you back here Friday at the same time for Feature Friday or Freestyle Friday. Oh, I thought Matt raised his hand. We'll see y'all on Friday. Bye.